Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arc Sports. I'm Eric.
And I'm David.
And today we're just going to talk about Mizzou after the complete destruction that we witnessed Saturday at Fairfield Field against Tennessee. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. So, David, first off, this is my final video that I'll be a part of from my house in England. So that's kind of exciting.
Hey.
Probably going to do one or two in the temporary lodging on base. And then after that, I'll be stateside for the first time since Under the Arc Sports was founded. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, we're going to talk about the Mizzou-Tennessee game. And Dave, real quick, before we get into the real point of this video, there were a couple of things that were nice. Tyler Beatty, first player in Mizzou history with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's our offensive playmaker. We knew that going into the season. He pretty much has to carry the offense at this point. I mean, it's really hard to say much other than after what we saw yesterday. I mean,
the offense will go as far as Tyler Beatty can take it.
Yeah.
And also, special teams. Harrison Mevis, himself a field goal attempt that was nice. And, kickoff return for a touchdown. Haven't seen that in a while.
I mean, Mevis, do I dare say he's the best player on our team, in all honesty?
I don't think it's that big of a stretch. The only argument is Beatty.
True. And I could go with that argument too. But I mean, the dude is just like a machine, knock on wood. It's impressive what he's doing, especially as young as he is.
Now, that's all that was good on Saturday. I guess it's a good thing that defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes recognized, hey, this run defense isn't working. We got to change something up. But the 3-3-5 was a mess. It was worse.
Yeah. So what I noticed is, again, it's pretty much the same issue as it was with the 4-2-5. Players out of position, not holding their gap responsibilities. I don't know if what they're trying to tell the guys is too complex, or they're just not understanding, or we need to go back to a 4-3 from years past. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. But for that astonishingly amount of errors, I guess you would say, while playing on the defensive side, either speaks to coaching or the lack of study from the players. I really don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, you look at the defense just being confused and not ready when they're playing a team that is known to be an up-tempo team. That is 1,000,000% on coaching staff. That is Steve Wilkes, that is Drink, whoever. That is completely unacceptable that dudes were routinely not ready for the snap against a team that always goes fast. I
wholeheartedly agree. It was absolutely ridiculous. Not only were they not ready to play, I didn't see a whole lot of effort on the defensive side. I think there was one play where I think it was Rakestraw who was running right next to the guy and didn't even bother to try tackle him, and the guy just walked in for a touchdown. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was I remember on the graphic, it was with I think 10:01 left in the second quarter. So about 20 minutes into the game. So Tennessee's 15th touchdown. And, at about the 5-yard line, Rakestraw just quit. He eased up. He could have dove, and he might have, depending on how the dude fell. If he would have tackled him, he may have kept him out. But he quit on that play. And that's on Rakestraw for quitting. And that is on coaching for not getting him on the sidelines and tearing him a new one. And, frankly, I would have benched him as soon as I saw that. I don't care if you're the best corner. and maybe he is, maybe they think he is, whatever. But he's a starter, and he quit. I'd be done with him for the day. I want guys who are going to at least compete.
Well, and I know it was touched upon in the press conference, not that incident particularly, but the question was, why didn't you get some of the other guys into play with the game so far out of reach? And Drink said, especially with Basilak, the guy needs reps. While the offensive line wasn't doing much to block or anything else, I mean, there's a whole lot of wrong in this game. Why are you not putting in these young freshmen who are going to be the future of the program?
This team has zero depth. And you are not going to try and fix that? There's a perfect opportunity. What happens to the offense if Tyler Beatty sprains an ankle?
I mean, it's already shot.
Beatty was the one guy who did get a little bit of rest. And yeah, but if you look at the box score, there was not really a whole lot going on running the football. And you're losing, but it's a blowout. Get your guys some work. Rushing the football. Young had 3 carries. What are you doing, Drink? That's no good. It's a blowout. You don't have a good second string running back. Try and work on that. BJ Harris, 1 carry. That is 100% on Drink, and it's an absolute failure to manage the game and manage the team.
Well, and he said in the press conference, they need to come together as a team, not point fingers and all that. And he said it was all on him. So he's taking ownership, but now he needs to do something about it. Yeah, find the players who want to play at this point is what I say, and just put them in. I don't care. You can't get any worse than we are on defense. So just pick the players, pick the freshmen you have coming in, play the young guys, get them experience, do what you need to do.
Now, Dave, you mentioned, can't get any worse on defense. And I'm throwing some numbers at you here. Mizzou is now averaging, giving up an even 307 yards rushing per game. Dead last in all of FBS, okay? So out of the 130 teams, Northern Illinois is 111th in the country, averaging 199.6. So just under 200 yards rushing allowed per game, meaning there are 19 teams giving up as much as 200. There are only 3 programs giving up so much as 250. That is Charlotte at 254.6, and Arkansas State is giving up 263.2 yards per game rushing, and Mizzou is at 307. They're giving up, what is that, 44 yards per game rushing more than any other team in the country. That is unfathomable. That is inexcusable. And a lot of people have talked about this is a talent issue, and Wilkes just needs time to get the new recruits and this, that, and the other. Yes, there's not a whole lot of talent. I will grant you that. But there is more talent than Arkansas State and Charlotte and Kansas and Vandy and a whole bunch of other terrible teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And that comes down to pride as a defense. That comes down to, do you really want to be there? And it comes down to the defensive coaching. Do they even buy into Coach Wilkes? That tells me they don't trust in what his system and what he's doing, or they don't know because they're so confused. Yeah. If you're never in the right spot, you're never going to make a play. However, I mean, if you look at those other teams, I always say this: every blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while. Mizzou hasn't. That's how bad they are. Yeah. No, you have guys who have been, not prolific, but pretty good. Kobe Whiteside, once was thought of as being a solid defensive tackle. Trajan Jeffcoat was once thought of as one of the better pass rushers in the SEC. What is happening? It is a complete failure. Either Steve Wilkes' system is, so complex from his time in the NFL that the college kids who, also go to school and all that,
and aren't doing it full time, don't have the time to grasp all the complexities, or he's just doing a horrible job communicating what he wants. Either way, players are not lined up correctly routinely, and they are routinely getting blown up off the ball and being completely ineffective. This is on Steve Wilkes. And my mind has been completely changed in the last 3 weeks on Steve Wilkes. I got no problem with him being fired. I got no problem with him being fired right now, honestly.
Oh, I don't either. I don't think Drink will do it right mid-season. I don't think it's going to help anything one way or another. But I agree. I don't think he's going to last past this season. The other person I would almost throw under the bus, because it's a problem on the offensive side too. If you look at our running game, our offensive linemen aren't getting pushed. I mean, they were doing okay blocking until this last game, but they couldn't even do that for passing.
Yeah.
What is our strength and conditioning coach doing?
I think it's a fair question.
To me, it looks like the team has regressed. I mean, even the players were here last year. It looks like they've regressed. What kind of plan are they putting in place? What is the strength and conditioning coach doing? We took him from Kansas. You see how bad they were when he was there. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's a sign that he's not good at what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it was thought of like he's an award-winning guy, whatever. Well, there's a million awards out there, so I don't think that means much. But yeah, that's a fair question, because the run game has been a problem the past 2 games now. The running game was ineffective against Boston College, and Mizzou rushed for, I believe it was 78 yards total against Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then the pass blocking, which I said in the preview video had been a strength, was not a strength. I knew this was going to turn into kind of us ranting, just kind of venting anger after that complete debacle of a game. I don't really have anything else to add. Do you have any points you want to add, David?
No, that's about it.
Okay, then.
Well, for our exasperated Under the Arch Sports episode, that was our post-game rant review, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry you guys had to watch that game, because I know I was sorry I watched it. Have a good one, guys.
See you guys next time.